Go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important. That we are embarking upon, if we are not praying for war, but we are it to come to war, we have to fight. The only thing we are saying is that this time around we will be more prepared than we were before. That's all we are saying. Nobody's asking for war. To tell me that you're prepared to be a slave in the Philippines, in another person's country, enjoying, let them go and ask the Filipinos what they went through to drive away Imelda Marcos and the husband. Our people need sometimes somebody suggested before that in the new Biafra we will turn every textbook into a local language. If you're in Ibibio, physics will be in Ibibio language, geography in Ibibio, everything is in Ibibio language. If you're from Igbo land, everything will be in Igbo language. Everything. So that our people can reason in their own language. This is why I hated colonialism. If you think in a foreign language, you will not understand the meaning of what you're talking about. That is why at Radio Biafra, we don't present radio and journalism the way it is done everywhere else. Because our people, it will not have the desired impact. Here we give you the news and tell you the meaning and implications of the news we are presenting. How can somebody who claims he or she is educated can go to Philip and say, oh, don't join, you are not born during the war. What if you see what we suffered? Do you know what Churchill went through, what the British people went through under Hitler? Had Hitler launched his infantry into this country, has he commenced the ground assault in Britain, he would have taken over the country. That's what saved the people here. They don't understand history because they are not educated. They were educated in Nigeria, where you go to school for 2 weeks and you're on strike for 8 years. I don't blame them at all. That was where some of us left that zoo to come outside to come and study, so we can understand what studying is all about. So that when we stand up and speak and talk about intelligent people, we know what we are talking about. Anybody who is educated in Nigeria, I'm afraid to say, you are nobody because your brain is not complete. You are not intelligent enough to discuss or to understand what we're talking about. If you have to go to war, you go to war. Sometimes you fight a war not to defend lives and property, but to defend something that money cannot buy. That thing is called honor. It is called honor.
Yeah, Master Sonny.
That MNK voice don't play finish or you stop and for it.
Hey, I beg that voice. I be the enjoyable. What you make you stop?
Now, so I get the voice, and I don't know the voice.
Play him again. Play him again. I beg no vex. Play him.
That we are embarking upon, if we are not praying for war, but we are it to come to war, we have to fight. The only thing we are saying is that this time around we will be more prepared than we were before. That's all we are saying. Nobody's asking for war. To tell me that you're prepared to be a slave in the Philippines, in another person's country, enjoying, let them go and ask the Filipinos what they went through to drive away Imelda Marcos and the husband. Our people need sometimes somebody suggested before that in the new Biafra we will turn every textbook into a local language. If you're in Ibibio, physics will be in Ibibio language, geography in Ibibio, everything is in Ibibio language. If you're from Igbo land, everything will be in Igbo language. Everything. So that our people can reason in their own language. This is why I hated colonialism. If you think in a foreign language, you will not understand the meaning of what you're talking about. That is why at Radio Biafra, we don't present radio and journalism the way it is done everywhere else. Because our people, it will not have the desired impact. Here we give you the news and tell you the meaning and implications of the news we are presenting. How can somebody who claims he or she is educated can go to Philip and say, oh, don't join, you are not born during the war. What if you see what we suffered? Do you know what Churchill went through, what the British people went through under Hitler? Had Hitler launched his infantry into this country, has he commenced the ground assault in Britain, he would have taken over the country. That's what saved the people here. They don't understand history because they are not educated. They were educated in Nigeria, where you go to school for 2 weeks and you're on strike for 8 years. I don't blame them at all. That was why some of us left that zoo to come outside to come and study, so we can understand what studying is all about. So that when we stand up and speak and talk about intelligent people, we know what we are talking about. Anybody who is educated in Nigeria, I'm afraid to say, you are nobody because your brain is not complete. You are not intelligent enough to discuss or to understand what you're talking about. If you have to go to war, you go to war. Sometimes you fight a war not to defend lives and property, but to defend something that money cannot buy. That thing is called honor. It is called honor.
Okay, Maze Van Bam, I think you should take the mantle since okay, Sonny is back.
Mazubu, this one I no need to do the coordinator. Now you coordinate this meeting. Coordinate, coordinate.
No, I beg. Let somebody do them. Sharp, sharp, 1 hour, we don't finish, we don't
Okay,
go.
bam, 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 over to you. Bam, 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 over to you.
Yeah, I am multitasking here, but let's do something. Fellow Biafrans, you are all welcome. You are welcome. Hey, asina mberede nyiri dike mberede ka eji ama dike ụmụ Chineke. The times we are in are very pleasant times. I'm not going to say they are difficult times. They are very interesting times. Interesting indeed because the lines are beginning to fall for Biafrans in pleasant places. So if there are some people that were in doubt before, now they are aware of what is happening. So we are in a joint broadcast tonight, and here with us are the media team of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, and I have my able minister of communication in the house, and I am going to allow my fellow comrades to introduce themselves because this is a brief broadcast. It may not be more than 1 hour 30 minutes at most. We are going to be here for 2 hours at most, so that is why we need to make sure that the message we have tonight, both Biafrans and our enemies alike, will get the message. So I know that is a propaganda war, but we are always here to set the record straight. So I want to hand the microphone to my Minister of Communication, and from him, then everybody will begin to introduce themselves. As you all know, I am already known to you. I am Raphael Chamaka Jere, Pastor Van Van Van. My able minister, please take the mic and give us your opening.
Thank you, Wachineke. Thank you to all my ministers in the house and ministers of BRGIE listening to us and that will listen to this later on, and to all admins and coordinators of BRGIE in the homeland and also in diaspora and in every part where you're serving Biafra. We've come again this evening and we salute your courage, your tenacity, and your contributions and your synergy to support this government to see that Biafra comes. Like my minister just said, we are not going to spend too much time here, but to do the needful. So you're all welcome. Thank you.
Mazu, go please take the microphone and let Biafrans hear you, sir.
Yes, thank you so much. And Biafrans all over the world, I greet you now. Well. Anyway, you the watch us from, excuse me, anyway, you the watch us from, the journals from, we greet you, we welcome you. We encourage you to like and share the program. And I want to make you remember our leader, Mazenan the Kano. You see, they where he did. So we go they do what you would they do. And I want you to know that nothing have changed. So we need our freedom. We have not gotten the freedom, so we are not stopping. Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you very much, my minister. Thank you so much. And Mazi Paul, please grab the mic and give us your opening, sir.
Yeah, thank you, my minister, Van Van Van, my minister, Abarawa 247, lovers of freedom all over the world. We have come to set the record straight because our people used to say, "Oboro ga-egbutu ka o ji akpọnwụ." And for this reason, We have come to set the record straight in order for our people to know the direction and where we are going. I still remain Mazi Paul Onwubiko, serving Biafra with the 555 vision. We love you. Listen as we put the things in order. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And fellow Biafrans and lovers of freedom, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, our supreme leader, showed up in court, and we saw him. Everybody saw him, and so many of us are excited about what happened there. But the enemies of freedom, the enemies of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who indeed do not have his interest and the interest of Biafrans at heart, are using that victorious, emergence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and that powerful expression of our leader. They are using it as a propaganda against the Holy One. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the Holy One. And look at what, he has been able to do. Look at how he has been able to dismantle the evil entity called the Zoological Republic. And those of you that saw him, you saw him in his element, and you knew that that is indeed our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who, whether in the dream or in the physical, you know that that is how he speaks. And he spoke direct, both to the enemies and to the people he is fighting for. And those that understood it took it, as the message from Onyendu himself. But the enemies are now saying he is speaking to this and he's speaking to that. You saw the message, that right, left, and direct. Please, do we have any of the video that will, buttress a little bit of the point of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's, outburst in the courtroom? Mazigo, do we have the message, any of the videos of especially that delivery he had? So if we can play any of them, at least that one that was extensive enough, where they were trying to put word in his mouth. If you have it, you can display it and play, so that
breach of peace and all of that. That when it comes out, 2 minutes, and he said it emphatically that 2 minutes, that thing will stop. So it is either one of two things.
This one.
One, he knows.
Not this one. That one inside the courtroom. Do you have it? I thought this one is from. Is this one not from AIT?
And they know it very well. They know it very well. And I suspect that some people in government are complicit.
Is this one okay?
Yeah. Anyone, so far is the one. Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
And they know it very well. They know it very well. And I suspect that some people in government are complicit. They are making money with insecurity. That's correct. They are making money with it. They know Nnamdi Kanu is outside. In 2 minutes, this nonsense will stop. Who is the idiot? Who is the bagger? That will speak when I'm talking. Who is the fool? Who is the idiot? I ask. That I give an order in the east, and any idiot will counter it. Who is the bastard? I'm asking you.
So, sir,
nobody can.
Sir, are you against?
I'm Nnamdi Kanu. No. Who is the idiot? Form of violence or insecurity in the southeast in the name of IPOK is a gun, and they know it. Let me come out of this nonsense, this mess. 2 minutes only. Only 2 minutes, I guarantee you. And the peace in the east, not just southeast. Everywhere in the east, not the entire south. Huh?
Is it okay?
Yeah, not what I was expecting. I needed that one where somebody was trying to call the name of our leader, of our prime minister, and Aloy Ejimako was telling them shut.
I don't think I know the one. I don't think I have the one you were talking about.
I don't have that one.
The other one I have is this.
The court's also entitled to change its mind as well, depending on the strength of the argument. So we hope that they'll change their mind.
They're using it to do experiment against us.
Exactly. So There is no way we're going to allow that to happen. My rights must be respected.
It's important.
My right to fair hearing must be observed and obeyed.
Understand that.
They brought him to Kenya into this
That is
talk
key.
and
That's
allow
the
him
main
to talk
issue.
without his
You were
wife.
talking about your health condition. What exactly is wrong with you, sir?
I have
Health-wise?
congenital heart failure. Congestive heart failure is called. From the medication, you can tell. So they're basically trying to keep me alive. So that when they calculate that I'm about to give up, that my heart is about to pack up, they will now say go. So when I go outside, I will die outside. That's what they're trying to do.
The medications they've been giving to you,
Yes.
has it not been working?
It's not working. If it's working, why would I have all these lumps underneath my...
And he has written a petition to the Nigerian Medical Association where they brought one quack doctor, somebody who is not a doctor, to treat him.
to come and try and treat me.
But up to now, they have not.
They don't know what they're doing. And they know they don't know what they're doing. Or else, why would I have this?
As long as it remains in DSS custody, there won't be
There will be no
trial.
trial.
So what is your application before the court? What do you want?
Is seeking for a non-custodial arrangement by the court.
You said house
Because-
arrest.
Exactly. I don't mind house arrest because I'll defeat them. In this court, I'll defeat the federal government of Nigeria. Here, Jehovah will see it. Where is the treasonable felon? Where is it? All these years, journalists are shouting treasonable, treason. What's the treason today? It's gone. The same way this terrorism charge will go. I'm thinking of another capital offense that can charge me with. Maybe, I don't know, impregnating the wife of somebody. I don't know what other thing they're going to
Are
charge
you
me.
saying you are innocent of all these charges?
The federal government, they know I'm not guilty. My only guilt is that I'm fighting for my people. And I will fight for them.
Okay, sir, last
For
question.
justice and fairness and equity everywhere.
Last question. Has your family been able to...
Anybody using IPOB to commit crime is a criminal. It's not part of this family. Our family is based on 4 cardinal points. You must be without fear before your enemies. You must speak the truth always, even if it leads to your death. You must help the poor and those who cannot help themselves, and be of good character that God may love thee. That's who we are.
So what will be your words to those out there in the East who are killing in the name of IPOB?
That they are criminals. They are criminals. They are not part of this family. We are called a family for a reason. We've come to serve our people, not to enslave them. Anybody conducting any type of activity that contravenes the welfare of our people is a criminal and must be dealt with.
Thank you very much, sir.
Any form of violence or subversion in the name of Biafra is not part of this family. Our family is noble. It's called IPOB. It's all over the world.
So you condemn anything that has to do with killing?
In total, why would I kill?
And violence.
People have sacrificed my parents for them. Why would I want to kill any other person after that? Huh?
Anybody who's committing crime in the name of IPOB
Is a criminal.
Wow, I love this particular video. I love this particular video. I think Nwada said she sent a video to 247, but this particular video is powerful. You know why this video is powerful? We are going to deliberate on those 4 cardinal points that Mazen Namdekano talked about. The 4 cardinal points that IPOB, that he, represents or that he leads, that they are guided by, the 4 cardinal points. So you can see that. I'm going to release the microphone from top to bottom. And I can see my ancient spirit-filled brother and fellow cabinet member, my brother Mazi 555. I want the microphone to begin from you because you are the man on my top right. So 555. Grab the mic and do justice because of the propaganda that people are spreading. Because what Mazen Namdekano was saying, there are a whole lot of things. So anybody that will not address the things that Mazen Namdekano is talking about his case with the zoo and about his health condition, you can imagine that Mazen Namdekano is there. He has lumps under his armpit, and people didn't know. And yet he's still vibrating like that with the life he's speaking. But at the same time, he has those situations. For people that claim that they are with Mazen Namdekano and they are fighting for freedom, they're not talking about those things. All they're looking for is what Mazen Namdekano did not say, that they would have wished he said. And now what they now do is to think how they will now conspire and put that thing inside his mouth and let it be that he said it. Why did he not mention Simon Ekpa? He said Simon Ekpa. Somebody said Simon Ekpa. He did not say it. That's the things that they are now spreading. So, Master Paul, grab the microphone and then
Thank you so much, Vam Vam Vam, for the opportunity. Thank you, Biafrans. Thank you for appreciating what we have been doing. And the one thing is sure, we are old members in this movement. We are whiter. Biafran movement is whiter than white and whiter than snow. Whiter than white and whiter than snow. We are pure. We bring the news according to how it happens. We have no time putting pepper and the sugar in order for you to like it. The only thing that is our job is to make sure we put the record straight. Very, very straight. Because there is no time for propaganda. We are marching forward to our freedom. In the same thing, we decided that we will get Biafra, and that is exactly what we are doing. Biafra is as white as snow. Mazen Namdekano says in the court that the sponsored people, that the politicians are sponsoring criminals to cause insecurity in Eastern region. And we have it in record from the leader of the DOS, who says that the Eastern governors called them to hand ESN over to them in order for them to get some compensation, which they called amnesty. We know the history and the beginning of command and control and the political solution. This is exactly the history. Mazen Namdekano now said he knows, he is sure that the people who is causing nuisance in Eastern Zone are the people whom government is sponsoring. And we have it in record. We are talking about record. We are not talking about hearsay. If Mazen Namdekano created ESN, Ifeanyi Ejiofor had a sensitive meeting with the Eastern governors and the Eastern elites in order for them to bring Mazen Nnamdi Kanu down, thinking that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu created ESN to cause insecurity in Nigeria, in the Eastern region. And he accepted as a nationalist. And after that, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned. The next thing we heard is political solution will bring Mazen Nnamdi Kanu out, that they should stop every other activity. Who are the people the politicians are sponsoring? Who are the people politicians are sponsoring? And the message Mazen Nnamdi Kanu dropped there in front of the court and of the whole world. First of all, he told the whole world that he is going to win Nigeria in this court where he is. And for this, before our people used to say, Etoponketa Akpa, Igosiya. So 247, I don't know if it is time for us to enlighten our people where they are going, to show them the history, because it is good when you bring out something from the body of a dog, you will show it to the dog for it not to feel like you hurt. So our people will have the chain of the history. We are into historical track. That place, they were trying to say Simon Ekpa, Aloye Jemako shunned them. And we also have it in record in Nigerian news that Simon Ekpa is not responsible for insecurity in the Southeast. The people who is responsible for insecurity in the Southeast are those sponsored talks by the politicians. It is there in their newspaper, daily news. It is there in their newspaper. They said to set the record straight that Simon Ekpa is not responsible for insecurity in the Southeast. The people who is responsible for insecurity in the Southeast are those sponsored talks by the politicians. The same politicians are the people who convinced some of the people of ESN to enter and join Ebubago. They are the people working with Ebubago today. They are the people using Ebubago to work. So the message which Mazen Nnamdi Kanu delivered in that place in the court is very clear, because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu knows that Simon Ekpa is the person who is doing the right thing, who have set this record very, very straight, and then Biafra is now inside government. On the 29th to 1st to 3rd of December, Biafra will be declared. The same thing that killed his father and his mother. And that is what we are going to restore back. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu say he is not going to give up because he has lost his father and his mother. He is not serving in that place for nothing. But he knows that there are people whom government are sponsoring. Political solution, amnesty, command and control. We know how all these things started. So my fellow comrades, we leave it here. Maybe we will get more inspiration when we bring out the video where how this thing started. We are under historical track. That is how we do it. Thank you, my comrade.
Thank you. Thank you very much. 555 Vision. Thank you so much. Yes. Some people are, thinking that as long as Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was in the courtroom, vibrating, don't anybody killing in the Southeast with Biafra, with the name of Biafra. Look, already we know that there is nobody that represents Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. There's nobody that supports Biafra, that is representing the interest of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that will ever, go after Biafrans, but rather would do anything to go after those that are going after Biafrans. What Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is saying right there in the courtroom, that anybody that want to go against his order, that it will take only 2 minutes to stop them. How will he stop them? What will he do to stop them? That's what you ask yourself. What will be done to stop those that are going against the order of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to secure the life of Biafrans? That means anybody going against the orders of our leader Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is those that are putting the life of Biafrans in harm's way. Now, for example, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, before he was kidnapped, would declare sit at home, and he would say nobody goes out, nobody. And then the same strategy is what his true disciples have always applied. Look, this zoo army, these blood-sucking demons, they know what they do. We are no longer going on street with flags because they will fight us. You stay indoors. And Biafrans that understand the language of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and have read that same voice inside our prime minister, all of them will sit at home. But those that do not listen, you see them disobeying orders, and then they become victims of these blood-sucking demons. And at the end of the day, the blood-sucking demons will do their work. They will come back and say, because you said sit at home, that people were by people. They are the people that buy them. We have always won them. Well, before I will go above my own time, I want to grant the microphone to my comrade here, Mazugo. Mazugo, you listen to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and you have heard about the propaganda that these sons of Belial, I call them sons of Belial or children of Lucifer, are changing the narrative. Now, what do you have to say based on what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu declared in that courtroom?
Thank you, Vam Vam Vam. Biafrans, I greet everyone. Now, you see, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, to the point that even Aloy Ejimako granted interview, and they told them that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu statement, they very clear. You don't need to add anything. Even when the Benji and the Benji, you know, that thing where they be like this, Benji, will be like one old shrine where they use anyway. When Madubugu Benjamin wanted to divert the attention, and I want you to know one thing, this Benjamin Madubugu was not allowed to go close to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, because Mazen Nnamdi Kanu warned him not to come close. So he did not go inside that courtroom. He waited outside. So immediately he heard, all he was saying is IPOB, government in exile. And the younger brother to Nnamdi Kanu told him, Oga, don't be waiting with the talk here be this. With the talk waiting my elder brother, our leader, Opata, our leader, Ohamadike said. It's not what I said. He continued, then Emmanuel Kanu have to ask him to, please, leave us, let us grant these people interview. And he made it clear that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not tell you about people that are looking for Biafra. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was talking about those fighting against the coming of Biafra. Who is fighting against the coming of Biafra? If they ask you now, you will say, you will talk saying na Simon Ekpa, name the fight, maybe Biafra no come. Abi? No. Make we just first the thing, make we talk about CB. Who is fighting against the Biafra coming? Now, I want to make we understand something. That same Benjamin Madubugu is 5 and 5. You remember one, you add them another 5, it go become 5 bishop, but I come out one. So it be 5 and 5 with a G4. So Ejiofor is working for Nigerian government. Is it possible that that short-term ranting is not also working for government? All of them, we heard Shinas Aworu confess how Ejiofor rounded up with the governors. We heard everything. And immediately Mazen Nnamdi Kanu made statement. If you remember, this is not the first time. The first time he made a statement, stop killing my people. I want peace in the southeast. They carried it. He's talking to Simon Ekperima. Hey, Ekperima. Whoa. Until we digested the thing that people were able to swallow, and they sip their wine to make it digest very well. They don't understand anything. Now, these people, but one thing with me, they know that they are the ones Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was addressing, because from every indication, you don't even need anybody to tell you anything again. These people are no longer fighting for Biafra. They can go to Nigeria and dine with the politicians. They can go to Nigeria and take pictures with politicians. They can go to Nigeria and freely walk around and go anywhere they want to go. All these are the freedom fighters. They are the ones that are now having meetings, celebrating, visiting, making best friends of all the worst enemies of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So I don't know what we need to say again. They sold ESN, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu baby, that he said that the flag of ESN, the dragon, will remain until Biafra come. They carry and go sell, give politicians Nigeria. And the Soludo came to the media and was praising them. Have we forgotten so soon that they used to come to media every week, 2 or 3 times, to carry list and they call the names of Biafrans that they want to be eliminated. And after calling them Nigerian Army, excuse me, Nigerian Army and soldiers will go and eliminate them. And the following day, China Samoro will come back and say, yes, those names we called yesterday, they have been wiped away by Nigerian Army, and they are celebrating. Have we not seen it that they celebrate each time a Biafran fall? Mazen Nandekalo's statement is clear. Above all, Nigeria must let Mazen Nnamdi go. Why they are still keeping him there is because his name is not Mohammed Isa Musa. Sunday Igboho is free. What is his name? Showore is free. Why are you keeping Mazen Nnamdi there?
Even Abakiare.
Even Abakiare, thank you. Thousands of Boko Harams are freed. Why is Mazen Nnamdi still there? Because he's a Biafran. Despite his health condition, you still keep him there. We heard it, and we have been saying it. The plans of these people is not that he will live. They want him to die. Wicked people. But the good thing is that Mazen Nnamdi is not dying. When you see himself, he look headier than them that are waiting for him to die. Thank you, Vam Vam Vam.
Thank you very much, my minister Mazugo. You have really, touched very critical points. Before I will hand over the microphone to our precious Nwada, who is looking very beautiful tonight, and Nwada, Mommy Betty, I want you to put your camera on a horizontal mode so that you will have a better frame. You need to turn your camera, turn your device. You are using your phone, Abi. Make it, you are using it like this. That's why your picture is. So put it like this. Turn it. Okay, I can't hear you. Turn your camera. Make sure you are on auto rotate so that you will have a full frame like other ministers.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. This very phone does not do that rotate.
Okay, you have to do that on your setting. When you do it on your setting, next time, it is good for your channel also. When you are doing program, you have to make it horizontal so you have a full frame picture, and then people will appreciate your hair will come out very well, and then your beauty will come out very well, and Biafrans will appreciate it.
I beg.
Thank you very much. All right, and before I give you the microphone, please, as you go, I want to play that interview. It's a short interview. It's not that short, but that interview of Aloye Dimako at AIT. I said that I put it on our Telegram. Maybe you tried to play it before. That one that the AIT journalist was asking some stupid questions, and Aloye Dimako answered him. If you can play it.
Is it this one?
No. The video I put on the Telegram, I think maybe play that very first video you tried to play before. That must have been it.
This one.
That should be it. Play. Oh yeah, they have. Play good there. Let it roll.
Breach of peace and all of that. That when it comes out, 2 minutes. And he said it emphatically that 2 minutes, that thing will stop. So it is either one of two things. One, he knows these people. He actually
video that we can look at, but there's a video I sent on Telegram.
On Telegram?
Yes, the video I sent on Telegram is Aloye Dimako interview on AIT.
Okay, on AIT, 1 hour someone did there.
Someone no did there. Just the AIT presenter that was asking.
I can bring peace.
Is it this one?
Yes, that's it.
East to the southeast. These were the words of the incarcerated leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, shortly after his bail was denied on Tuesday. Nnamdi Kanu has been in and out of detention since October 2015 for what the government has described as anti-state activities. Since then, the southeast region has been a hotbed of violence, with various groups blaming the rise in conflict on Kanu's continued incarceration. This is what he had to say following his appearance in court on Tuesday.
Anybody committing crime cannot go scot-free. I swear it. They cannot go scot-free. Anybody involved in any type of crime in the East cannot go free. And they're doing it because I'm in DSS. That's what they, even I said, no idiot can try this rubbish. And they know it very well. They know it very well. And I suspect that some people in government are complicit. Yes. They are making money with insecurity. Yes. They're making money with it. They know Nnamdi Kanu is outside. In 2 minutes, this nonsense will stop. Who is the idiot? Who is the bagger? That will speak when I'm talking. Who is the fool? Who is the idiot? I ask. That I give an order in the East and any idiot will counter it. Who is the bastard? I'm asking you. Nobody can.
Sir, are you a...
I'm Nnamdi Kanu. No. Who is the idiot? Rubbish. No, don't.
Joining us in the studio is Barrister Aloy Ejimako, Kanu's lead counsel. Thank you for joining us on AIT.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Now, quickly, is Nnamdi Kanu trying to walk the system, the judicial system, by impressing his relevance on peace in the Southeast?
Yes. First of all, we're happy that for the first time since he was renditioned in 2021 and detained, yesterday was the first time he had a full opportunity, ample opportunity to speak to the media. It's been us lawyers speaking for him. So it was the turning point. The next big thing that happened yesterday, that he spoke to the media and he made himself very clear. And I'm happy Nigerians listening to him and they've heard what he had to say about insecurity in the Southeast, which is key to what happened in court yesterday that made us very unhappy. Everybody else knows this except the presiding judge. This was one of the reasons why we had to bring a fresh application for his bail, in order to see how we can, through the process of court, assist in combating or containing that insecurity in Southeast.
Okay, Nnamdi Kanu has called for violence in the past on his Radio Biafra platform, so on both security persons and citizens alike. So why the turnaround saying that if he gets bail, he can assure that there will be peace in the Southeast?
No, you are totally wrong. He never called for violence. He called for self-defense.
Because you can clearly see that you can in 2020 the EndSARS protest. If you Google it now, you can get that information on where he called for an attack on the governor Sanwo-Olu and some other.
No, I recall an interview he did with the Ovation magazine publisher. What's his name again? Ovation magazine publisher. That was an interview he did with him. I remember his name before we finished. He did an interview because of what you just said, the misunderstanding, the misconception, the misrepresentation of what he had said during EndSARS. So he clarified himself. He was calling for self-defense of the Southeast, and for people to employ self-defense to defend themselves against those that are living the insecurity in the country.
Okay, so let's just say, okay, if his intentions are genuine, how does he hope to achieve this peace?
Well, his personality, force of personality, is sufficient. He's a man with millions of followers. His voice is very strong in this country. He cannot take that away from him. His sheer force of character, his charisma, and his capacity to rally people to do the right thing. Those things are key to combating this insecurity, and he can do it.
He clearly does have a lot of supporters, and some of his supporters are complicit in asking for violence, preaching violence. People like Sam Epa. What's your take on that?
Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been in detention since 2021, and they are trying to make him responsible for what is happening out there that he doesn't have anything to do with. He cannot be guilty by association.
Okay. Let's get back to the beginning.
And
If as he's incarcerated now,
the people, hold on. The people that you assuming to be his supporters, some are genuine, some are not. Some are credible, some are not. You cannot attribute anybody to Madin Namdekano that stands to say he's a supporter.
Okay, there have been violence. There have been violence perpetrated in the southeast, and there have been links to his continued detention. They have been linked to his detention. So, how can you say that these supporters are not his supporters, or they are not?
Okay.
And even if they are not his supporters, as he's incarcerated, his supporters are not listening to him. So, how are we sure that him getting bail will mean that his supporters?
Okay, you see, you are attributing what people say, what people do to Mazen Namdekano out there. It's very unfair. He spoke up for himself yesterday. He said he's not in support of any violence and criminality. And I think he should be taken at his word. The witch cried at night and the baby died in the morning. Doesn't necessarily mean that the witch killed the baby. So if somebody says, oh, I'm involved in violence because I'm Namdekano's supporter, you take it at face value, it's unfair and it's being disingenuous. At the same time, I think it's what Namdekano says. If he claims such a person for himself, if he supports what that person is doing, then you can attribute it to him, but not as he didn't. And he made it clear yesterday that he doesn't.
Oh, okay. So the sit-at-home position in the southeast is bleeding the country. What is Nnamdi Kanu's position on this sit-at-home?
He did not speak to it yesterday, but there's something you need to understand. There are millions of people in the southeast that are not happy with Nnamdi Kanu's detention. It has gone beyond IPOB. The entire southeast is roiling. Igbos are not happy. He's being detained illegally. You should know that since 2021. Millions of people are not happy, and if they react by sitting at home on Mondays, you cannot go and drag them out of their houses. In the past, he had made it clear to the public that he no longer wished anybody to sit at home for him. But if people volunteer on their own to sit at home on Mondays to put pressure for his release, you shouldn't blame them, and you shouldn't blame Nnamdi Kanu either. It underscores his popularity, and it also underscores the manifest injustice that has been done to him.
So he doesn't support Nnamdi Kanu. I'm sorry, he doesn't support Sam Ekpa. Is that what you are saying? That Sam Ekpa is not his supporter, and he's not a supporter of Sam Ekpa?
This interview was scheduled impromptu, and I had to rush to come in here. I didn't come in here to discuss Simon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu. I thought, okay, fine. I thought I was coming here to discuss legalities. I'm Nnamdi Kanu's lead counsel. I'm waiting for you to ask me questions about the injustice being done to Nnamdi Kanu, and you're asking me other questions. I don't think I should address those ones. It's beyond my scope for now.
Okay, thank you very much, Barrister Aloy Ejimako, Kanu's lead counsel. Welcome, and thank you for your time on the AIT report.
Thank you very much.
You see how Samuel they choke these people. You want to choke them.
This one is what they call.
And something you people did not notice. You did not notice that Funane boy is Elena. His mouth will never strong. They tell him, if you carry this one out well, we go give you better post. We go promote you. No.
Yeah.
Jokes apart. If you watch him, you will know he's just a new boy. A new boy in the house.
The fear of Simon Neba. The fear of Simon Neba. The fear.
He can't even pronounce the name. He says Saepa. Because Simon is not Igbo that you will say he cannot pronounce well. It's English, but he can't even pronounce that. He's scared. Now Simon
very dreaded.
Akpabio said that he is the overall governor of all Eastern Zone.
I wait, look, I don't take monumental time.
Wait. Before we give mic to the next person, 247, do you have that video? Simon Ekpa.
I can't find that video now.
Obeys the sit at home for the fact that every governor in the East obeys
I
the
don't
sitters
think I
home.
can find it.
That means that Simon Ekpa is the real governor of the Southeast.
But what we have come to treat here now is what Mazen Nnamdi can say. My brother 247, you know, there is a video I sent you concerning where what he said that they gave him something that is disturbing him. Malami made an exposition.
Wait, because hold on. You are going to speak on that. Let's allow our mommy to let the cat she's carrying out of her bag. Now, our mommy Betty, there is I want you to treat that video, very quickly that you just listened to, and the issue of bail and granting bail and submitting letter for bail. Some of us that are intelligent understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have no case whatever, or to be asking for bail or whatever. So maybe our analysis will trigger something in the subconscious of these lawyers to know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, one of the video that Mazi Ugo played here, one of the lawyers actually said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have no case. In fact, that as long as they are holding him there, that he will not answer for any case. So please, Mommy Betty, please, I want you to have your own turn and respond to some of these issues.
Thank you very much, my comrades. Thank you, Biafrans, great people, envy of other countries and nations. I love you all. My happiness is that I have seen my leader in the mood that lightens my spirit. When he talks like this, he is putting more hope in us to keep carrying on. I think the basic thing that we came here to address somehow is when people were whispering Simon Ekpa's name yesterday, Onyendu totally ignored them, because Onyendu himself, as a prophet that he is, told us, go and listen to Simon Ekpa. He is bringing a new dimension to this awareness that we are making. You should share his video accordingly. So that prophecy, how will it come to pass if not exactly what our PM is doing currently? But that is not what my minister asked me to address. In the legal process, we have civil and criminal cases. And if you are doing criminal, you may not be doing civil. And if you are dealing with civil or criminal cases, you should learn and study bail as a topic separately. So bail is something that you demand for your client who is either incarcerated or detained in prison or by police. First of all, Onyendu asked them, what of the treason felony, which is a criminal offense? They've thrown it out, and so many others. Now, the issue here is that Onyendu he was arrested by the people who abducted him and took him to Nigeria illegally, which made it an international crime. If you want to bring a fugitive or somebody you think you are looking for from another country, there's a process to that. You have to go to court of that country where you got the person or where you know the person is, and you will make application to the court so that the court will grant you leave to take the person. Leave here is permission. So the case does not end in one day. Sometimes it lasts for a year, 2 years, or 3 years, as the case may be. So Nigeria government did not do that. They renditioned Onyendu illegally. During one of his trials, the High Court, in fact, the trial carried on during the time they threatened Nyako, you should not release him. If you release him, we will open your husband's case during the time of Malami. I don't know whether some of you got that. So, Nyako somehow treated it the way she treated it, the zoo way of legal practice, and they got to the High Court, where 3 experienced judges, before you become a judge, you must have practiced for at least 7 to 8 years or for years. So these 3 judges are qualified judges. They said that because of the way Nigerian government defied the law, breached international and national law, that Onyendu has no case to answer in Nigeria, that there is no court in Nigeria, whether Supreme Court or any court at all, has any jurisdiction over Onyendu's case. So when they said that, they said you should discharge him, release him, let him go. Send him back to Kenya where you took him, pay him 500 million naira compensation for the torture they meted at him within the 8 days that they held him. You know, so they brought Onyendu back in chains on his 2 legs and 2 hands, covered his head all the way from Kenya back to Nigeria. That is inhuman and degrading treatment that they gave Onyendu. Now, his lawyers, I don't have to blame them or castigate them because everybody practices the way they know. They shouldn't be asking for bail, because when you are asking for bail, it means that the person has to come back another day for hearing, and there will be somebody to guarantee that that person will come back. That's why Abaribe shorted Onyendu in year 2017 or 15 when he was detained. But in this case, Onyendu has no case. He has been discharged and acquitted by High Court. High Court is a High Court. Then no bail issue should come up here because they haven't complied with the rules of the court in the first place, sending him back to Kenya and paying him the compensation. So the bail application that his lawyers made does not apply. It does not apply. That is not, even Bitanyako told them, this is not the application you people should be making. They should be throwing the legal punch by stressing to the court that there's a ruling made based on how our client was brought back, that no court in Nigeria has right to decide anything, any case, not at all. Because those 3 judges, one of them would have said, oh, wait a minute, there's something that we haven't dealt with. But they said that the way he was brought back has covered Onyendu from answering anything at all. So to tell you, all those long process of going round and round, you know, was just a delay till they got to the High Court. And High Court made this ruling. At least they were honest to admit that Onyendu was brought back illegally. So all about bail is to give you condition to make sure that you will come for the next hearing, and somebody has to guarantee. But all these things about bail does not apply to our Onyendu. So my people, do not be swayed into believing that Onyendu is castigating our PM because he didn't even listen. He heard them, but he didn't mention it. And the very basic issue here is that Onyendu, they don't tell him what is happening. They don't tell him what goes on. After all, he was the one who instructed them to allow Simon to go to Biafra media to broadcast, and they refused. Everything he told them to do, did they do it? So they don't give Onyendu the clear picture of what is going on. So I don't blame Onyendu if he mentions ESN or IPOB, because we have passed the Rubicon of IPOB. They are using the name of IPOB to commit crime. We are now a government, and government in exile is very legal. So it is our inherent right to use government in exile, have a prime minister, have cabinet ministers, and everything that follows. So my people, let me drop it here until I'm called up again. Thank you, my minister.
Thank you very much. Well addressed and articulated. Thank you so much. And without wasting further time, I just want our Minister of Communication, Mazi Barawa Sani, to grab the mic and do justice to the few things we've heard so far. And I saw the way you were reacting when that Janjaweed brown envelope was looking for how to mention Sawareba. So please do justice to that, my minister.
Yeah, 1 minute, please. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Okay, while our minister is trying to grab 1 minute, Ongubiko, just give us some icing. Put some icing in the cake. And there are some things you wanted to say. So while we are waiting for
247 has 247 has a good jingle. Let him play the jingle, then we can ride on from there. Because yes,
What jingle?
the one I sent to you, the one I sent to
okay,
you.
wait, our minister is back. Our minister is back. Let him take it up.
First and foremost, we need to appreciate all Biafrans that have stood with our supreme leader and our prime minister from the beginning of time to this very day. We appreciate all of you. And that our prime minister, that short man that they call him in Finland, that small boy, that Ikoki, that Ekperima, that is Ekperimarizing every brain. That Ekperima that has Ekperimarized the Fulani boy in the AIT studio today, that he could not sit tight, but he had to look for the name Simon Ekpa, to put in the mouth of Ejimako. That Ekperima is the man that they cannot breathe without calling his name. And Biafran people, that Ekperima is the man that has kept his birthday behind him, but carried Biafra. So tomorrow is his birthday, and Biafran people have to celebrate him. So prepare your popcorn and your champagne. Prepare everything you have, your nkwobi and your palm wine. Bring it very close to your computer tomorrow and your phone, and sit tight as we celebrate that icon of hope for the Biafran people. I salute all of us. Yes, back to the studio. You know, they want MNK to open his mouth and say something about our prime minister. It's not just our prime minister they want him to open his mouth and speak about. They want him to open his mouth and say something about ESN, and then also say something about the Liberation Army. So that by so doing, they will now say, oh, you are in detention. How are you now in tone with the Liberation Army? Hey, Nisiochi. When they were interviewing our Supreme Leader inside court, the journalists were asking questions pertaining to his legal update. And then he was giving them the update. He was also giving them the update about his deteriorating health, which the Nigerian terrorist government have refused him therapy. And then someone from the background was posing a question, calling Simon Ekpa to his attention so that he will now come and answer Simon Ekpa. He ignored the animal because they know what they are cooking up. They wanted to hear the supreme leader open his mouth and say, Simon Ekpa is the one I'm talking about, or Simon Ekpa is the problem, or Simon Ekpa is this, or Simon Ekpa is that. You people forget so well that the Prime Minister is speaking his messages from the heart of our supreme leader in detention. Everything, every template that is speaking up is what you will refer to one message and prophecy that Oyendu had done years ago. That is what the Prime Minister is actualizing today. He's not towing a path that is different from what his master had prophesied and professed for years. He is just bringing to fulfillment and adding color to it and bringing more initiatives and more magic, and also skyrocketing it, because the speed at which he is moving with his government is the one that the IPOB Nigeria cannot even meet up with. That is why they are crying and they are lamenting everywhere. We have listened to some morons of IPOB Nigeria making noise that Oyendu was referring to autopilot, autopilot, BRGIE, Ekperima and his boys and his gang and his groups. That is why we are here, because we know that there are some confused brains that even when you see EOS come out and tell you the governors of the East contracted us, this time not the army, but the politicians, meaning that they have had contracts with the army before. But this time they say, no, this time not the army, but this time it's the politicians. And they contracted us, we came, they said we should sign a deal, we should hand over ESN that was created in 2020 for what? For the protection of motherland. And then they said they gave it out and then they signed document and collected money. So some of you will still be sitting back waiting to hear that these same people will be giving you solutions for the way forward. And when you see MNK in court, you are expecting MNK to be condemning you. Yes, you. When you are waiting for MNK to condemn Prime Minister, you are waiting for MNK to condemn you as a Biafran. Because you are the Biafran. The Prime Minister is not fighting for himself, but is fighting for you. The Prime Minister is not fighting for Adams, who is in Finland with him, but is fighting for your own children that are back home. The Prime Minister is fighting for all of you. Communities of Biafra land were invaded by the army and they massacred in old Delta State. How many of the Ndiereri have you seen come to carry the cross of Biafra on their head? None of them. But it's only the Prime Minister. It's only the Prime Minister that has taken it upon himself to go for the safety of the Biafran people. He's the only one planning, putting his head upside down to know a lasting solution to the people of Biafra. And what Nigeria understands quite well, that the entirety of the 40 states of Biafra encompasses all those areas that they are marching in. So if you are waiting to hear MNK condemn this Biafran government in exile, that means you don't know what freedom is all about. Because the only people that have stood their ground to see that your freedom is secure and Biafra land is defended is this very government. This very government metamorphosed from the autopilot. And today is a government of the people, for the people, and by the people, and a government that is defending motherland. And it is through this government that you have an army that is legally instituted, that has the power to defend you in motherland and to kill every terrorist that are coming to rape our women and children and to cut off heads. If you're looking for MNK in detention to come and condemn the men and women in the bushes that are defending motherland, that means you are an enemy to your own children. So wake up from your sleep, because MNK's message was to Madubugu. MNK's message was to Ejiofor. MNK's message was to Chinasanworu. MNK's message was to Chikemedozium. MNK's message was to all the criminals that sold our gallant men to one Nigeria. All the gallant men that were killed, massacred, ambushed through the connivance of DOS and Ejiofor and Madubugu, MNK was sending the message to all of them. The message was very straight and clear. It's only when you don't have sense of understanding and reasoning, when your mental disambo, like our Kamsi said, has disappeared from your memory membrane, that is when you need to seek for intervention from another native doctor. Mind you, the native doctor is the only real pastor and real doctor that can heal your mental disambo, because every other word is scam. Because I can't see how you have seen people come. Okay, don't worry. We don't need to talk too much. We will play the video for you to remind all of you. Your DOS Mkurumiri was confessing, telling you that they sold out everything that MNK worked for to secure motherland. And during elections of Anambra, they sold out many things. During the eve of elections of Peter Obi, that was when Yamufu was invaded. The Simon Ekpa that all of you are calling names today was seated with his cabinet as at that time planning of how to raise money and to acquire weapons to defend motherland, to expunge the terrorists that were invading Yamufu. And then silly and foolish elders of your kind were gathering and distracting us in meetings, assembling us, and all we could hear from our ears was, Prime Minister, why are you stopping the chances of Peter Obi becoming president? But they were not asking questions about how can we join forces with you to kill the terrorists that have come to kill our women and children in the Yamufu. Neither did we know that Chinasanworu and all his boys, with the people that came to distract us with the meeting of seeking attention for Obi, neither did we know that they had already had plans to execute more men, and they had sold out more men. Anyone that they pointed at and said this one is receiving call from autopilot or receiving call from Simon Ekpa, they will say, buy this one. Madubugu, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, Chinasanworu, all the DOS members. When you listen to them, you get the confession on daily basis. The last one they did is the one that is making the rounds now. So we are calling on all Biafrans that if you know that you are a Biafran and your father and your mother are all Biafrans, none of them has Almajiri blood, none of them has Fulani blood in them. None of them were gotten out of war as spoils of war during the genocide of 66 to 70s. Because majority of the people that you see that have become Sabontinti in this Biafran liberation, they have the lineage of those that were impregnated during the war and the genocide and were taken as captives and slaves. So when you bring them back and they come to answer our names, there must be that iota of Sabontinti inside of them. Even when you try to wash it off, put it in the washing machine, or use soda soap, or even use otapia to kill any insect that is inside, there must be an atom of it. So there is nothing you can do to bring the prime minister down. A lawyer came to the media house to give you update and to answer questions about his client. You now left the legal proceedings and you are now going to ask him questions about Simon Ekpa. Was it Simon Ekpa that went to court? Was it Simon Ekpa that is in detention? Is it Simon Ekpa that they went to defend in court? Oh my God. You see, when they don't mention Simon, there is one video where our PM said, anytime you want to make the rounds on the media, just look for one name and call that is making the rounds. Call Simon Ekpa. When you call Simon Ekpa, put it on the media, you will see that everybody will gather. They will come to look for you and to listen to you. Why? Because you call Simon Ekpa. Because he is the face of Biafra now. But if you take his face out, you will not have views. So they actually knew what they did yesterday on that very television. Because that very video or that very documentary alone has been able to drag attention, because if they put the thumbnail of Prime Minister Simon Ekpa now and put Martin Namdekano and put the Jimakode, they will garner so much of you. So Biafran people, stand Jigigba. The message has been delivered from our Oyendu, and it is to make you understand that those criminals that are fighting against the freedom and the liberation of our people will not go scot-free. You have never seen any day the Prime Minister is coming to tell you, we are going to eliminate this Biafran, or we are going to eliminate this Biafran. Have you seen it any day before? But we can show you videos, documentaries, and broadcasts that have been done in Radio Biafra, where China Sangworo called names of Biafrans that they have to go and hunt down. When they killed baby and they paraded baby's body, they said baby was a sabo. Many of you did not know anything about baby. They killed baby and they say baby is working for Simon.
Mazi Sunday, there's a comment here, and I think we should just quickly respond. Alina Ada said that it is already 21st in Finland right now. So
in Finland.
Let us
all right, we have
happy
posted
birthday already.
Happy birthday to our PM. Yes. We have posted our
Alena, you went to Biafra land, go shop, finish, you come back and I can't tell me. Alena.
Alena, happy birthday to our Prime Minister, and happy birthday to everyone in Finland, because you guys have harbored the embodiment of Biafra for us. You have protected our Prime Minister and kept him very strong for us. So we need to be very, very glad with the Finland people. And Finland played a very vital role before, when Biafrans were facing genocide. And even till this very day, Finland are still standing with Biafran people. So don't forget your friends, because your friends are very important in times of jeopardy. We thank Alina, we thank Finland, and we thank Biafran people. Make I drop the mic here because we have some videos to play to nail our discussion. Thank you so much, my minister.
Thank you, our able Minister of Communication and Media. Thank you so much. And the wise one, Mazi 555. I don't know, please remind Mazi Ugo the video you want him to play, so that you will carry it from there.
They told us, they came to us and said we should, the governors came, not the army now. The governors came and said we should hand over Eastern Security Network to them, so that they will be paying these young men salaries and put them on salary scale and the rest of it. And now they feel that they have gotten all they want. these men, this camp has become the expendable for them. Now they were able suddenly to be able to go in and attack and destroy this. Of course, it's good that they took away these villains that had been causing a lot of trouble for the Biafran people. But that is if they are not going to relocate them to another place and then begin to continue their trouble. But we are waiting for them, and we are ready for them. And while we are on this, I am appealing to the governors of the Eastern region. In fact, not only the Eastern region now, I mean the whole of the Eastern region, the Biafran states, from Ebonyi to Delta to Bayelsa to Rivers and name it, all of you, all your governors, what I'm asking you to do tonight, Abia State Governor, I know that you will not fail your people, that your name, that the poor people will continue to talk about you. Anambra State Governor, that the people will talk about you. Enugu State Governor, Ebonyi State, Delta State, Rivers State, all of you. They told us, they came to us and said we...
Okay, that's it. That's it.
That's it. Before I give mic to 555 Vision, you see, when Onyendu said inside the court that the governors are benefiting and partaking in the insecurity and the genocide, this is it here. DOS Nkurumiri member and chief and detector is telling you that he has confidence in the governors. After I told you from the beginning that they handed over, they had a contract. Now he's now giving you his confidence that he has in the governors that he's working with. That the governors will discharge their duty. They will make it happen. They will make sure they go and cause more insecurity. They will make sure they go and kill more people. Just like Onyendu was telling you, that the governors and the leaders of one Nigeria are benefiting from it, and they are part and parcel of it. So this idiot here has just concluded it by exonerating what Onyendu said. That is very confident that the governors, since after they have handed over weapons to them and sold out many of our men to them, those that refuse to go, they kill, that they are very confident that they will discharge the mandate that the Zoological Republic gave to them. So when you are now thinking of, oh, Onyendu was talking to who? Or who was Onyendu directing to? Onyendu was talking to people like this that just finished speak here, because they have just pointed to you, the people that they are working with and the people that are carrying out the insecurity. Master Paul, over to you, please.
Yes, thank you so much. My Minister 247, if you would have played the one I sent to your phone, the one you showed before, this will give everybody all the clear picture. Soludo spoke in that place.
Which one?
Ohanes Ndibo spoke in that place. The one you flashed before when Van was demanding for video. They write it, they wrote it something. So, yes, this one.
Very enthusiastic to solve this problem. And then he has reached out to the IPOB. The IPOB and the religious
Put it in a big volume.
And traditional rulers in Anambra State and the Southeast sat down and discussed with the IPOB. And they convinced them that the fastest way that Nnamdi Kanu can come out is a political solution. And they believed and are ready to walk along that line. Then another group, another faction, which is led by somebody not even from Anambra State in the IPOB, and then some foreign supporters of the IPOB, say no, they're not ready to dialogue with the state government. And state government says, well, if you are not ready to dialogue with us, we'll consider you as criminals and we'll face you. But you can see that they don't even have the capacity to face those ones. And they are still raining mayhem.
Well, Chief.
The governor doesn't have police, he doesn't have army, he doesn't have anything.
Okay, we have to talk about the Southeast agenda now as we coast home, because this is a big one. We're quarter to 2023, as I like to say. So it's important to at least keep tabs with the moves.
The allegations of IPOB and all of that. But IPOB has come out and emphatically said, and I believe them, that they are no longer part of this criminal gang, as it were. And they are now working with us. And we'll probably see their own actions in the next few days, and the people are waiting to see what they can or cannot do to join us. And we called on them on the day of our inauguration that if you are not part of this, come.
They told us, they came to us and said we should, the governors came, not the army now. The governors came and said we should hand over Eastern Security Network to them so that they will be paying these young men salaries and put them on salary scale and the rest of it. And now they feel that they have gotten all they want. These men, this camp has become the expendable for them. Now they were able suddenly to be able to go in and attack and destroy this. Of course, it's good that they took away these villains that had been causing a lot of trouble for the Biafran people. But that is if they are not going to relocate them to another place and then begin to continue their trouble. But we are waiting for them, and we are ready for them.
The leader of the autopilot is calling some men in our camps, and we have given an order in the ESN camp. Anybody that pick his call to bring it to any commander, the person should be executed. Anybody that pick his call to bring it to any commander, the person should be executed. Anybody that pick his call to bring it to any commander, the person should be executed. Because the person who says he's the leader of the autopilot is calling some men in our camps. And we have given an order in the ESN camp. Anybody that pick his call to bring it to any commander, the person should be executed. Anybody that pick his call to bring it to any commander, the person should be executed.
Please,
anybody that pick his call to bring it to any.
Please, Mazi Sonny, please, can you read it, what is there, what they write in that place?
I am angry. I am very angry. I am angry because I spent 2 days in Enugu and nothing happened to me. But it is in my own state that the convoy released to me by the governor of Enugu State, a very good man, to attend the burial ceremony of Yedioa's mother at Mbise, that was attacked and one policeman killed.
Read the names.
Okay. At the real IPOB DOS, at Chicken Edosem, at the Mega Gift 100, at Masuba Official, and Punch newspaper. And
then, what did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told Nigerian court in the court? He says that these people, the criminals, are political sponsors talks. These criminals are being sponsored by the politicians. Is it not what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says? All these voices you see, you hear in that place, is it voice of who? Is it not voice of the criminals? The people who is fighting? The people who is destroying Eastern Zone? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says that these people are being sponsored by the politicians. Who is working with the Soludo? And who gave Chinasa Nwoshi convoy to go to Ihedioha Mama's burial? Is it not politicians? These things played itself, and anybody who say he doesn't understand what is really happening, that person have to go to psychiatry, or that person should go and ask his or her mother whether Fulanis crossed their house, you know, whether Fulanis are the people that pregnated his mother. You know, everything played in this place. And all these things, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, I am searching for that video so we can join it here. This is, they call it historical track of record. The remaining, the other one from Ifeanyi Ejiofor, when he says that he had a sensible meeting with the politicians, and after that sensible meeting, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned from Kenya. Everything played itself. Now, what is happening? Mazen Nnamdi Kanu made it open to the Nigerian court. Those criminals are being sponsored by politicians. And when they were being sponsored by the politicians, Chike Doziem, the leader of DOS, he says that they handed ESN over to politicians, to Soludo, to Eastern governors. They hand them over. They joined Ebubago. Are they not inside Ebubago? When they traveled to Nigeria, Ebubago used to come and protect them. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu says these are political sponsored criminals that is causing insecurity in the East. And the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu guaranteed 2 minutes only, 2 minutes only to restore peace in the Eastern zone. This is very, very simple. This is very, very simple. Everybody see it here. These are the voice of the leaders of these people. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu says, who is that bagger? When he give order, those people will counter the order. Is it not Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that gave them the order to give Simon Ekpa slot, and they countered the order? The person who led them to counter the order, which is Ifeanyi Ejiofor, has been sacked. And since that time, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu can come to court. People can see him. He can talk now. Since how long Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been there? For how long has he been inside jail? He never speak. And after 3 years, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu can be able to speak to the public. Is it not when Ifeanyi Ejiofor went out of that place, before Mazen Nnamdi Kanu came to court live, before they used to have case, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will stay inside the jail, while Ifeanyi Ejiofor will leave his own papers, documents to defend him? Ifeanyi Ejiofor and Benjamin Madabu, they are very good friends to Ifeanyi Oba. The one, this one from South Africa visited. These are the things. This is playing itself. Finish. This is the game. If you like, you repeat it to the people again. Let them understand what is really going on. This is the game. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said these people are working for politicians. You see Soludo there. You see this other one there. He went to Enugu. They gave him convoy. Then who is working for governor? Who are the governors sponsoring? So Van, please help me to carry it up. However, you gave me the space.
Bama beg, before you carry the mic from me, there is something this man said from the beginning part of this speech. Mazuko, can you drag it back? The man said that Soludo met with IPOB Nigeria and they agreed to work with them. Then he said, but there is one boy in Finland that is not from Anambra. That is what I want people to hear again. Drag the thing back some more. That's the place where you talk about now where.
Allow it to play. Allow it to play. When you come there.
Very enthusiastic to solve this problem. And then he has reached out to the IPOB.
Yeah.
The IPOB and the religious and traditional rulers in Anambra State and the Southeast sat down and discussed with the IPOB. And they convinced them that the fastest way that Nnamdi Kanu can come out is a political solution. And they believed and are ready to walk along that line. Then another group, another faction, which is led by somebody not even from Anambra State.
Yes.
In the IPOB. And then
Pause
some
it there,
foreign
pause it there, pause it there,
supporters.
pause it there, pause it there, pause it there, pause it there. He said IPOB Nigeria made with one Nigeria Southeast leaders. And then they convinced them, they convinced them into believing that political solution is the way out. And they believed, convinced them, and they believed. Oh my God. So this is just mere conviction. And then they believed. And then they sold out everything. The place where beat my imagination, he said there is another man that is not even from Anambra. So IPOB agitation for years has been Anambra thing. Do you people understand the point here now? It has been Anambra thing. So if you're not from Anambra, you should not be the one to pilot the affairs. So because Simon Ekpa, say is not from Anambra, say another one that is not even from Anambra, so he shouldn't be talking. He shouldn't be fighting for this freedom because he's not from Anambra. Because it has become Anambra games of politics, where this one will go, they meet the governor, they give them escorts and bodyguards, they will drive around, they give them car, they give them police, they give them Air Force, they give them Navy. They parade, they move around. How can someone that is fighting for freedom be a very good friend to your slave master which you're fighting to be free from? It is not done anywhere. I leave my mic here, watching again.
Mazi Sane, have you finished your delivery?
Yes, my master, I don't finish for this one.
Thank you. Wow. Biafrans, we have all seen it. I don't know if Mazu go. I think we'll be rounding up now. We'll be rounding up. Mazu go. If you have something to add to it, add me. For me, I think after you add, mommy will add her own, and then we'll sum up the story. Mazu go. You want to top icing on the cake?
Well, you know, the man, that last video, just all the videos we play here explained everything. You know, sometimes it will look as if you just come and start playing the video. By the time you finish, you go. You don't need to say anything because all the videos must have explained everything you better than you are going, better than you can explain them. So everything Mazenan they kind of said, especially this last video, is a summary of all of them. We know who is who, we know who have done what, where, who has gone where, who have contacted who are those working with politicians and who are those not working with for politicians, who are those making money from it. We don't remember Ejima again. Ejima that worked with Shina Sanworu that was caught by police in Owerri, and he confessed that he is working for Shina Sanworu, that they steal cars, they kidnap, all for Shina Sanworu. So all these things has been happening. We have seen many things come and gone. So we are not going anywhere. Now we dey here. Now our papa get the land, and we are not leaving it for anybody. And we know they grieve for anybody. This year and our year.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night, dear friends.
Thank you. All right, Mazi Paul, you have some addendum. Go ahead.
No, there is if maybe we have time or next time when our leader says that they gave him something that is disturbing him, and when he came to court last time before this one, our PM made a Twitter that they gave him poison, and the Mazin Nambekano has confirmed it. Mazi Ugo, I don't know if you have that video I gave you in your WhatsApp. You know, where Malami revealed that they gave Mazen Namdekano poison and they are waiting for him to rotten inside before they push him away. When they push him away, then he will go out and more by maybe 2 days he will die. I sent you that in there. And the
which time did you send it?
I sent it when we started the meeting. It's in your WhatsApp. I have that. I have it. I've been playing it. People say, "Oh, don't play this thing." But Mazen Namdekano confirmed it. Our PM confirmed it the other day that they gave him poison. But we have it where Manami reviewed how they gave him poison.
No, Paul, I can't play this. This is not verified. It's a voice. It's not even somebody's voice.
But this is what Mazen Namdekano confirmed.
I know we can play Mazen Namdekano, but this one, I want you to know we are government in exile. This is a recorded. Somebody wrote something and they use a voice to.
Okay. Okay, no problem. So, Biafrans, you have seen it all. Everything we are doing here, we are whiter than white and whiter than snow. We don't come here to put in sugar and pepper for you to like it. We come here to make you understand what is really going on. Mazen Namdekano says, whenever you are doing something to free yourself from out of the hand of the oppressor, and that the same oppressor turn back and asks you to stop that in which you are doing, you should know that you are getting it right. And if the oppressor begin to praise you, you know that they have captured you. You see, they are praising the IPOB Nigerians, and they are looking for Simon Ekpa for destruction, placing bounty and the black check on his head. So, thank you, Biafrans.
Thank you, Mazi Paul Biko. Thank you. All right, Mommy Betty Ada Biafra, you want to give us your submission and add it together with your closing remark?
Thank you so much, my fellow Biafrans. You know, there's this proverb that says, we have to keep the flag of Biafra flying. Most people in the zoo, they will keep saying Igbo, 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 as if to say that Igbo is the only Biafra nation. No, we are 40 states. But as a matured person, I can see that the swag of an Igbo man, the stubbornness of an Igbo man is what some of them cannot withstand. They have to accept us the way God have created us, just like we accepted them. We do nothing but to come to someone's state, buy land, bulldoze it, build a wonderful house, go to the marketplace, build a house for the business, and you all see the way they are demolishing it. But the nitty-gritty of the whole thing is that now, if you tell those people, choose between the Igbo man and the Fulani man, I will leave it to the public to choose. What we are saying is that the amalgamation of this nation is not working. We cannot continue to be enslaved in that country. We do all sorts of things. We work hard, we go to school, we cultivate as well. So there is nothing that we don't do to make sure that that country was going well. But no, 6 years literally after Nigeria had its independence, they started buying our people in the north. And that was what angered Ojukwu. Now they are demanding for 40 trillion. Is there any other sources of income that Nigeria has, if not the oil and gas flowing from our land? So in as much as we are here talking about or analyzing what the video of Onyendu in court said, I have to remind us that we still have a few finishing touches to put on by voting for our self-referendum, doing the fundraising, registering to go to Lati, and our ID card, though I learned that the ID card is mainly for Biafrans in diaspora for now, but it will definitely be for everyone. We don't have to dwell on what Nigerians do because we are no longer looking at their faces. We have decided to move forward and go our separate ways. Oduduwans are not giving up, even though their brother is the leader now, but they know that after a while he will come out of that Fulani office. Yes. So Onyendu has said what he said. I read here from one Pedro that we should stop mentioning Onyendu and Simon Ekpa, that we are implicating Onyendu. But we are doing no such thing. We are putting things right the way they should be, and people should not be swayed into what Onyendu said, because Onyendu is a human being. He has to talk. He is our leader. He never mentioned any name. He's a very careful and wise man. So I will leave it here. Someone was asking me, what do I mean? I'm reading everything as my comrades we are talking. Somebody said to me, what do I mean? Does it mean that Supreme Court cannot overrule the decision of the High Court? They should have had right to do so if the High Court had found Onyendu wanting in any area. But they cannot do that because they are also a court in Nigeria. The High Court said that there is no court in Nigeria, no exception. So that person asking me that question, I think I have answered your question. Supreme Court is a court in Nigeria and they have no right, because Supreme Court should be advising Nigeria correctly, legally. So my people, we have to move on. I love you and I will leave you here. And I say a very huge happy birthday to my Prime Minister, Mmeji Buago, the dragon. And thank you, my comrades. You are all wonderful men. I'm happy working with you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ada Biafra. Thank you. And that was a beautiful closing remark. I want to grant and give the microphone to my Minister of Communication to give us his own submission and closing remark as well.
Thank you, my people. Thank you, my ministers. Thank you, all Biafrans, and thank you, lovers of Biafra and enemies of Biafra and haters of Biafra, and those contracted to come and die in Biafra land, trying to kill the Biafran babies, children, women, and men. Continue coming because we have opened the front for you, and we will continue to dig deep to your graves, because Biafra land must be secured and defended at all costs. We thank all the donors that have been standing their ground since MNK was kidnapped to this very day, who have put their trust in the Prime Minister to this very day, bringing all their tithe and offering to make sure we sustain the gallant men and women on ground, and also to make sure that motherland is defended against the enemies that are rising up left, right, center. We salute all of you because what you have contributed is paying off. You can see the defense of Biafra land. You can see the developmental sectors that the government is bringing on the table. You can see the visionary leader that we have that is putting everything up for you. I appreciate all of you because to whom much is given, much is expected. You've given so much to the Prime Minister and to this government to make sure that it delivers well. And he has given you plenty back. So what are you waiting for? Go and start investing on the USBT Ejimma Biafran coin. Go and cast your vote. Go and visit the Bank of Biafra. Go and visit the website of Biafra. The Aviation Ministry was unveiled. The Ministry of Justice was unveiled. And more are yet to come. The database system of the Biafran people was unveiled. The convention link and accreditation is open for you to go and get accredited. I tell you, you wouldn't want to miss seeing your ID card amongst the first batch. I'm processing my ID card this very week. So I want to fall amongst the first batch to get my ID card of Biafra, my national and international identity. That is my only means of identifying myself as a Biafra now, wherever I am. So, Biafrans in diaspora, it is your duty to do it now. While we keep the wake of the Biafrans in the de facto government, keep the fire burning. Airborne! And remember that man that shouts airborne all the time, we are celebrating him today. We are in 21st in the Western world already. Happy birthday to my Prime Minister, the Ikboki of our time, the Ekperimaristic Ekperima that has Ekperimarized every moron in our time, the Itiade Kondo of Biafra, the stone that the builders rejected that has become the chief cornerstone. And wherever they call your name, all heads is loose. You saw what happened on the television of AIT. When they called his name, the studio scattered. Ejimako said, I did not come here to shout Simon Ekpa. I came here to talk about Martin Namdekan, and you're deviating me from course. Why? Fire born everywhere. So that name is the name that spark plugs. We salute all of you, Biafra. You see, and see you in the big celebration later in the day. They will again from
They will. Thank you very much, Biafrans. Somebody was asking me the link to vote. I have put it on my comment section. I put it on the two channels. I put it on Mazugo's channel. And if you cannot find the link, as I've put it on the comment section, if you just open our website, whether it is the government website or the IPOB in USA website, you will see voting there. You go and vote. So I don't believe that at this time people are still looking for the link to vote. Or if you go to our different Twitter pages, for example, my own Twitter, I have it pinned there. It is the first post on my Twitter. The Prime Minister's Twitter, it is the first post on his Twitter. So there's no way you will be looking for the link. Just go and look for our Prime Minister on Twitter. The very first post you will see on that Twitter is the link to vote. So how can people still be looking for that link at this stage? So, and even if worse come to worse, just open www.ipobinUSA.org. You will see vote, donate, vote, donate. You click vote, you vote. You click donate, you donate. It is as simple as that, please. So you are the one that should be telling people where the link is, rather than you that have been watching our program, you are still asking us for where the link is. Except it is somebody that has not been watching us that will be asking us for the link. But if you have been watching our program, you know Sunday Akparawa, you know 247, you know Van, you know 555. Every one of us have publicized the link to vote. So go there and take advantage of it. And tonight we have really exhausted this particular outing, the court outing of our leader Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. And one thing you must take home is that the doors are open. The prison doors are open already. If for the eye is no longer there, and our leader is free and can speak, can vibrate, can shout. Even there's somebody that recorded the secret recording. You should go and listen to that secret recording. You go to Somto's Twitter, you see it. While the way our leader was responding to Binta Yaku, you will know that this man is fearless. Fearless before our enemies. So the same man that said that we are fearless before our enemies is the one that they are trying to bring propaganda to tell you that they're speaking against the dragon whom the enemies are afraid of. And Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is the one that told us that anything you are doing that the zoo is complaining and crying, or anybody doing anything that is affecting the zoo and the zoo is complaining about that person, just know that that person is standing on the side of truth. Follow that person. And that's exactly what our Prime Minister have been doing, and doing it very well. May God bless you all. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we'll call it a night. Happy birthday to our leader, to our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, Obato Bie, one of Biafra land, Atakata Bosia, one of Biafra land, Mejiribuago, Dirosino. Remember that tomorrow we're going to be having our program for the birthday. Please, Minister, what time is the program going to be? I don't think we have made a publicity of the time where we'll be going live for our PM. Please, Minister, what time is it going to be?
Wait, let me confirm from the flyer. There is a publicity flyer.
I think 20 o'clock.
It's 20 o'clock. 20 o'clock Biafra time.
8 p.m. Biafra time. 8 p.m. Biafra time. We are going to have a Zoom link that every Biafran that love the Itere Kondo 1, every Biafran that love the Atakata Amosia, every Biafran that believe in this Prime Minister will have to join us in the Zoom link. We are not telling you to come and watch us on YouTube. We are saying we are going to provide a Zoom link that can take more than 1,000 people. So that means everybody must be inside that Zoom tomorrow by 8 p.m. to show your love and support to our Prime Minister. His birthday, we have to celebrate him. And I will be the first person in that room tomorrow, and I hope you'll be there. Thank you very much. May Chukwu Kabiama bless you. Catch your phone. Mas you go.
Go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.